Hello and welcome to Spooning with me, Mark Wogan. This week you join me in the city home slice. So regular listeners and viewers, I apologise for any background noise, but this is a working restaurant. But anyway, on with the show. Each week I am joined by a very special guest and we challenge the food that they love and the food that they hate, and I blindfold them and, hopefully we change their opinion. Now this week's guest. You have grown up watching this person on TV. They've had an extraordinary career as lots of different people. But who are they today? They've got a fantastic book out, they've got a Christmas single out, and they've recently joined Virgin Radio as part of the team. Will you please welcome Leigh Francis?
Good day.
Good day to you, sir.
Day to you.
How the devil are you?
I'm good, yeah, I feel all right.
Well, it's lovely to have you here. And obviously we're here at some point to talk about your fantastic book.
Thank you.
And, as I was saying before, I read quite a few of these. This is actually a really good one.
You're very kind, I've read 5 books in my life, I think.
Really?
Maybe so
Well, they've all gone into this.
I read the Lost Boys novel.
Yeah.
I've read...
Did you prefer the movie or the
Oh,
novel?
no, the film's miles better than reading. Reading's hard work, especially if you're dyslexic. You get really tired. I've read Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And all of the excitement for that book was there was colour photographs in the middle. Remember when they used to do that? I don't know if they still do that.
Well, there's some in this.
Yeah.
Yes, there are colour photos in the middle. We're
Jerry Halliwell's autobiography,
Yeah.
which I learned loads, and people always smile at me when I say I've read Jerry Halliwell's autobiography.
Hold on. Really?
Yeah. When you feel a bit down, I can't remember the exact thing that Jerry said, but I do. I'd kind of go, oh, I've got a sofa, and now I feel all right. I'm like, oh, I've got a tree in my garden, and I'm very appreciative that I have a tree in my garden. I've read Andy Kaufman's book.
Great.
That was exciting because I like Andy Kaufman.
He was amazing.
And Vic and Bob's autobiography.
Haven't read that one.
Oh yeah, that was good as well. That had colour photo. No, they were black and white actually.
Black and white,
Yeah.
Now, it is a great book, but we'll get to that. But first and foremost, let us start with your favourite beverages.
Oh yeah.
So I have a pint of lager.
Oh, because did I fill a form in saying, oh, you did? I just thought, could you read in me?
No. I have special powers, but no. You did fill a form out. Everybody who comes on this show fills a form out. But, we've had a couple of aborted meetings over here. Yeah. So you filled the form out quite a while ago.
Yeah, I forgot, yeah.
Right. So, and Coke Zero.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm going to join you in a Coke Zero.
Okay.
As opposed to real Coke.
It's too sweet.
You see, I'm a big fan of Coke Zero. People go, I go in, do you have Coke Zero? We have Diet Coke. No, it's not the same.
I think Coke Zero tastes how you imagine Coke to taste. Especially if it's been so long since you have real Coke. In my mind, that's what real Coke tastes like. So when I do have real Coke, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And it's too sweet.
I mean, I like spoiling myself with a real Coke now and again.
Do you?
Yeah. But I don't want any lemon in it.
No.
Why do people put lemon in?
What about vanilla Coke?
Oh, don't.
That's a bit weird.
Cherry Coke?
I don't mind a bit of cherry. That's what I'll spoil myself, but it'll be a cherry Coke Zero.
Oh. But I mean, they've messed about with it. It should be Coke or Coke Zero, not Diet Coke.
No.
Because as much as, they had great success with oiled, chiseled men selling that back in,
on the break.
in the 80s.
Coke break.
Yeah, Diet Coke break.
What about Pepsi Max?
No.
So I liked Pepsi for a while just because I was obsessed with Michael J. Fox. Remember the TV ad?
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought, or Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah, he did Pepsi as well.
He did Pepsi as well. Set his hair on fire doing the anthem.
What? Do you think he drank Pepsi afterwards or went, that's it, I'm not drinking it anymore?
Probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe they put it out with some Pepsi.
Would he got a big payout for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe it was worth it. I don't know. I don't
know.
Was that? Yeah, because he had a bit there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he went all off. I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, no.
Like small comedy and more coming from his head.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow. Weirdly, I saw that happen to a woman. There used to be a bar called Windows on the World, which was in the top of the Hilton, right? And back when I used to drink, which was a long time ago, you used to be able to go there and drink late at night.
Yeah.
As long as you ordered sandwiches. So the first thing you got asked when you arrived was chicken or beef.
Yeah.
Right? And the same plate of sandwiches that had been round 3 tables would be plonked down in front of you, and you carried on drinking. Yeah, I was in there one evening, and there was a group of group of ladies over there, and they did a birthday thing, and she leant forward to blow her candles out, and I don't know what she had in her hair, but she went up like a Roman candle.
I saw someone do it, 2 kids again on YouTube or Insta or TikTok or one of those, and they put flour in a hairdryer or something, and that all set a line. So don't do that. Can I ask you a personal question?
Yes.
Why do you not drink? Did you have too much?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it really big to spit in front of you?
No, absolutely. It's there for you. I do not judge anybody who does, but it's better for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Shall I have a sip then?
Yeah, please do. It's a fine pint in a dimple mug.
I like it because it's like when I was a child, how I imagined pints of lager would be in these kind of glass that I would see on the Emmerdale farm, because it was called Emmerdale Farm then.
Yes.
That it feels very early to drink. I don't normally drink this
What
early.
time is it now? No, it's 12 o'clock somewhere.
So immediately I'm thinking Christmas.
Yep.
Isn't that weird?
Well, I mean, you've got a Christmas single out.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm really proud. And I feel...
It's not your first.
No?
Oh, which you first as Leigh.
First as Leigh with my mate Phil, who didn't want any glorification whatsoever. So it says it's by Leigh Francis and someone called Phil.
Right.
Originally it was going to be Leigh Francis and my mate Phil. But Phil is a musical genius.
So you didn't even want the association of being your friend.
I don't think so. No, just someone.
Disappointing.
But I've known him a long time. He did Proper Crimbo. He did the...
Christmas classic now.
I think it is. I think it's a lovely song. I can remember what...
I mean, I don't think you're making the same money that Noddy Holder is making each year.
No.
But, you know.
No, I mean, that's a great song, and that's a proper Christmas song. But I remember going into a pub that year, and they were playing it, and I got all flushed and excited. And going into HMV and seeing it, you got, wow, the single. I feel like...
You can't do that anymore.
No. Oh, well, it's just merch in it, I think, in HMV. But I felt like Simon Le Bon. Just like, wow, I've got like a record out. But this year's, you can only download it. There's no physical format, which helps you get up the charts if you've got a physical. Someone told me that Harry Styles did 100 cassettes signed, and that helped him get up the charts. But I didn't have
I want a cassette, don't you?
Well, they came back in fashion. I saw it on the news. Kids swapping them like the cards. I worked at a restaurant washing up, and they didn't pay as much. So we would take a chicken out of the fridge as we left, because we thought we were owed that chicken to make up how much they should have paid us, and we'd eat chicken in the taxi on the way home.
Raw?
No, it was cooked, but it was in the fridge. Or sometimes it'd be a gâteau. Go, we'll take that gâteau.
Yeah.
Because I think we got £13 for washing up from like 5 o'clock till 11, and we just thought
Was this in Victorian times? When you were...
I was a student, so you just did anything for money, didn't you? Well, not anything, but I'd wash up for a long period of time whilst listening to In Excess with my mate Pelly.
Loved In Excess, and they
loved him. I own some of Michael Hutchins' clothes.
Do you?
I bought a guy on Twitter said, I've noticed that as Keith Lemon, you're dressing a bit like Michael Hutchins. Are you an In Excess fan? I went, yeah, and it has been on purpose. Dressing as Michael Hutchins, because
I didn't know that was the inspiration for his look.
At some point there was, because there was a turning point with how Keith Lemon dressed, and I had all my programs. Remember, you used to buy a program, and I said to the wardrobe lady, the costume designer, she would like to be called, said I want to look a bit like him. And anyway, this guy hooked me up with Michael Hutchins' bodyguard, who had some of his clothes that Michael Hutchins had given him.
I've given him. Right.
And he was selling them to set up a record label. So I bought a coat that he wore at Wembley 91, some clothes that he wore on a date with Kylie. And I wear, well, the jeans.
Did you blue light that coat at all? You know, like CSI? Where they
no.
The blue light.
No, what, yeah. What for reminiscent of any Kylie?
Yeah.
Residue on that.
Any Kylie off that coat.
But the jeans were too small for me, and I found the exact jeans. I knew what brand they were, but they were patterned. They had jewels all printed on them, and I found the exact jeans on eBay, and I cut a triangle out. My mum sewed a triangle in the back of them so to fit my fat ass, which is the exact same ass as Bono from U2, which I noticed when I was a kid, when he was singing Where the Streets Have No Name on a building in LA, and there's a shot from behind. I thought, he's got the same ass as me.
Well, there's something you share with the rock and roll. Now, obviously, you like a lager.
Yeah.
And one of the things you stated in your questionnaire when you filled it out sometime last year is that when you've had maybe one too many of those, what you like is that.
Oh, have you got a Mackie D's?
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
that's hangover food, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we got you the breakfast.
Oh,
there
wow.
you go, McMuffin. I'm going to try this. I've never had this.
Thank you.
No, I've never ever had this.
I don't do it often.
No, well, one should.
But I'd like the branding of McDonald's, you know, the cartoons and hamburger.
Well, it's very familiar. You know,
What's the purple thing?
Oh,
There's a big purple thing. And is he
I
a
don't-
prune? What is he a prune?
I don't know where he bears relations.
I don't know what it's.
I mean, because they used
Are
to
you
be
got one or not
yeah,
one?
there used to be lots of different. There was Hamburglar,
Yeah.
and there was the mayor. There was a mayor? Was
Ronald, he's gone now, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Why is Ronald gone?
I don't know. Maybe it's not okay to be yellow anymore.
I guess Pennywise the clown from It has sort of spoiled the idea of clowns, that the scary things.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of grease in this.
Yeah.
But I've never had an egg McMuffin in my life.
It's good, but it's naughty. I used to work at McDonald's. I've got ginger hair. I'm a stereotype.
Was that back when they had the star system on
Yeah.
badges?
My mate worked there for ages, and he had loads of stars, and he had a white shirt on, like he meant business. And he went on to be a policeman. I think he just liked uniforms.
I wonder why they did away with the star thing.
They have them now.
You don't get stars anymore.
All right.
It was almost like you can't have competition anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
We can't. The world's a difficult place to navigate now, I think.
I've got to be honest. I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's the texture. I mean, it's different that it's
I
hot.
wouldn't thank you for a Big Mac. The people at home don't know it's cold. As far as you're concerned,
All right, sorry.
everything you're going to be fed today is piping hot.
Okay.
Please don't point out that it's gone cold because we've been talking for too long.
I like the idea of camping out with strangers I don't know, which I do. If the jungle was just camping out, surviving, and not eating monkeys and stuff. I don't know if it's monkeys.
I don't think, no.
Kangaroos?
Kangaroo penis?
Kangaroos, willies. If there were none of that business, I would do it, but it's a bit humiliating, I think. Oh, I'll tell you what's worse, when they eat a cow nose. They eat a cow's nose? I missed one they did, which I love this series. I love watching it, but I don't want to be in it. But they said to me, oh, all the food's cooked though. And, okay, then I'm fine with eating kangaroo telly then. I don't want to be in kangaroo.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, reading your questionnaire, I think it'd be fair to say, when it comes to food, you're a man of simple tastes. I always worry / see it as a challenge when somebody says food is fuel.
That's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, that is the antithesis of what it is to me.
Yeah.
Like, food is everything. To be passionate about food and enjoy food and whatever. So I feel like I want to take you in hand and take you on a little bit of a journey.
Okay.
So there's something that we need to confront first and foremost, and I have those here, which is,
Oh no!
so you said seeds and nuts, and then you said you would never eat hummus. Is that because
When you go to the jungle, I should have said I love all these things, then you wouldn't have them there.
Yeah. So, what is it about nuts and seeds and all that?
Someone's doing something, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that's a man on a scooter.
Every time I've tried them, I thought they were disgusting. Every single time. I think it came from school. I don't like hummus.
Why?
'Cause it tastes like mud.
Garlicky mud.
I don't like garlic really, unless it's hidden within.
Yeah.
I guess it's this. When someone's got garlic breath.
Yeah. Oh, there goes
The law.
No, it's an ambulance. Carry on your way.
Garlic breath's rank in it, so I guess that makes me feel like I don't like
Well,
garlic.
it's only rank if you haven't had it.
Yeah, isn't it weird?
If you and your wife have both had garlic, nobody's any the wiser.
Yeah.
But it's like, people go, I don't eat garlic.
You do.
You do all the time.
Yeah, I know I do.
I've got various people who say, I never eat garlic, so I make a point of putting it into the food.
Yeah.
And they don't know.
I had some garlic bread when I was a child, and it had like chunks of garlic in it. Yeah, and I remember going, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, no, you don't want big lumps of raw
No.
garlic. It needs to be subtle.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you hate all nuts and seeds, and they're chickpeas,
yeah,
which obviously you make
unless
hummus out of.
yeah.
So I've got a little fruit and nut mix there. That's not appealing in any way.
No,
What about if I gave it to you in this format?
no,
Fruit and nut bar?
no.
No.
Wouldn't eat it. No.
I see. Quite like a
I
fruit
feel
nut.
like this. If I eat some chocolate, it's got nuts in it. I'll go, it's got nuts in it. Yeah. Or someone will go, no, and I'll go, it has. And then I'll look, yeah, it has.
So but it's not like an allergy. You're not
I don't think so.
You're not gonna sort of blow up and stop.
I haven't when I've had nuts and stuff.
Yeah.
But-
See, I like fruit and nuts. Nice.
No.
Right. I mean, and it's
Steve, you're giving me all this nice stuff, and then you show me all this, aren't you?
well, it's yin and yang. You know, with a
We could have some beer.
We've got-
Have some McDonald's. Chickpeas.
So, going back to the beginning, born in Leeds.
Yeah. Not Beeston. A lot of people think I was born in Beeston, then grew up in Old Farley. Beeston is in Leeds. There's no hospitals there that I know of. Leeds General Infirmary, I was born there. And I lived in a place called Armley, which when I lived in Leeds was a bit like the Bronx. And then moved to Old Farley. So all my childhood was in Old Farley.
But do you think maybe you need to go on and edit your own Wikipedia page?
Well, people just make that stuff up. I read once that I was gay and I adopted with my partner a little boy and then got bored of him and gave him back. And thought, oh, wow.
Do you think that is in no small part to the fact that because you've predominantly for most of your career played a character, you sort of let people guess who you were?
Yeah, well, the fact that I'm constantly saying in the past year or so, oh, my name's Leigh. Oh, my name's Leigh. All the time. My wife said it's my fault because you lived the character, which I did, because it's easier to be the character rather than to tell you about the character. But when I was Avid Merrion, I was Avid Merrion all the time to the point where Channel 4 sent 20% of my earnings to foreign national taxes because they didn't know that I wasn't from Transylvania and I'm just from Leeds because I never met him as me.
But Avid Merrion was based on a lecturer at college, wasn't he?
Yeah, Lem Merians, but I didn't know how to spell Merians.
Was that the dyslexia coming in?
Yeah, but Merrion, I know there's the Merrion Centre, but it's not based on the Merrion Centre in Leeds. Or
And there's the Merrion Hotel in Dublin.
yes.
Yeah.
But the character was basically Lem, my teacher. And I did a show called The Comedy Maps of Britain, where they sent me back to where I grew up and to college. And I met up with him. He's a lovely, well, he's not with us anymore. He's a lovely man. And he'd not seen me on TV, but he'd heard that I was him on television. Because anyone who knew Lem knew that I was being him. I had the same haircut. And the neck brace, Lem used to wear big polo necks. And so I was blatantly him. And funny enough, Ed Sheeran came on Celebrity Juice. And he said to me, he says, do you know Lem Merion? Says he was my Jedi Master at art college. He says, my dad used to represent him and he would pay him with art. I went, wow. He went, so I've got loads of his art. I said, have you? He said, do you want some? I went, yeah. And then 2 weeks later, a big crate turned up at my house of 2 pieces of Lem's work. And on the back, signed from Ed Sheeran. But Ed Sheeran's a lovely man, isn't he?
He is a lovely man. There's certain people when they achieve that level of fame, you're sort of like, and then you meet him and go, yeah, you can have that.
Yeah. Because
he's
he's lovely.
lovely.
Yeah,
It's just a nice man.
I've never seen him not be lovely.
Well, I think it's that thing of like, some people get famous and they realise that as good as they are and as talented as they are, they also got lucky.
Yeah.
And that person who comes up and goes, can I have a selfie? That's the reason you're really rich.
Yeah.
So give them the selfie.
Yes.
That's the job.
Yes. I think that, yeah.
So, but
I felt awkward when my kids were little and my kids were with me and someone asked for a picture and I go, oh, with my kids, I might have one of them on my shoulders. And they go, are you sure? And I go, yeah, I'm sure these are my kids. And just picked a random child up and got them on my shoulders. And because for a while my wife said, if you're the kids, please say no. because I guess she didn't want strangers to have pictures of the kids.
I think that's
And
fair
then
enough.
now at the age my kids are, they'll often, my eldest will just take the phone from the person and just do it for her. Because, I remember she grasped me up. It says, Dad did 5 pictures today. Look, don't tell your mum. And then, but I just feel obligated to say yes to pictures and whatever. Because, like you say, you won't have the job if it weren't for people watching.
You met your wife Jill in 91.
Yeah.
Is she a very patient woman? Or are you a very different person at home that is incredibly easy? Because obviously it's difficult for us to kind of separate the sort of slightly insane characters that you portray.
Yeah.
Is that at home as well? And she's there going, "Oh, please stop being Keith."
No, I think she will tell everyone that I'm completely different to all of them. Obviously, I look like Keith Lemon, and I dressed like he did near the end because he morphed into me slowly because I knew that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And but I looked exactly like Avid as well. When I was Avid Merriam, it's just easy to be them. And but I'm not them at home. And actually, TV doesn't really come in home. It's just like I'm just Dad at home, I guess. I remember the producer of Boy Selector, Spencer Millman, watching the documentary. I think it's called Andy and Me, Jim Carrey, about him being Andy Kaufman from Man in the Moon movie. And he kind of lost the plot a little bit because he became Andy Kaufman. And Spencer says, "This is reminding me of you." And when I saw Man on the Moon, it did remind me of me. I was a bit like that, but I never did it at home, so I wasn't totally consumed by the character. But it's a great wall to hide behind publicly.
So you must have a great relationship because, having met pretty much as children,
Yeah.
and then to still be together despite the sort of highs and lows of fame and all that kind of stuff. What do you think is the secret to that? Because my parents had a very enduring relationship with Dad being in the public eye.
Yeah.
What do you think is the?
Well, you have to enjoy being around them, don't you? A lot of people go, wife. I don't have that view on Jill. Wife.
Yeah.
To me, she's the best human I've ever met in my life. And I still fancy her the same. So fancying is very important, I guess. But yeah, I feel like we like hanging out together, and all the family, we're into the same things. We like movies. We watch a lot of movies together. My daughter's at an age where she's crazy about the 80s, which is my childhood. So I enjoy showing the stuff from the 80s and stuff. But we all play together.
Because the kids are now teenagers.
Yeah.
And I've got one of those.
Yes.
And he now, I don't know if your kids take the same tack. It's like he kind of likes my clothes but doesn't want to admit it. So constantly tells me, "You're too old to wear that."
I don't like you too old to wear that, but idea. They're just clothes out.
Well, also the other thing is I have every intention of growing old disgracefully.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. As we were talking about it before.
Yeah.
One of the joys of getting to past 50
Yeah.
is you don't care anymore.
Just more chilled, aren't you?
Yeah.
You feel like you're on the other side, which is a bit dark, isn't it?
Well,
I'm on
depends which side you're on to begin with.
No, but like all your life, it's exciting what the future holds. And then when you get to 50, I feel like, not that anything's over, but you do, if you've been successful, you can kind of go, oh, well, I kind of won at the game of life. I felt that when I bought a house and I had a car. And so I say I've won. I won it. I've become an adult. I've had children.
Well, going back to Jerry Halliwell.
Yeah.
I've got a sofa.
Yeah.
I've got a car.
Yeah.
I've got a house.
But you've got to be thankful for those things.
No, it's absolutely.
You'll be more chilled when you're older because there's only Dad's on the horizon. It's so enjoy everything. Enjoy everything.
But, the TV career for you started back in the sort of mid-90s.
Yes.
And you got a job with Paramount.
Yeah.
I love the story that they gave you basically a small camera and £50 and said, make something funny.
Well, I was employed as an ideas person. I didn't know anything about TV because I did an audition on a show called Watch This Space. And I came last. And I was 28, I think. No, I wasn't about 26. And they said I was too old. but they liked my ideas. I came with a portfolio of ideas, storyboarded it all. And we're setting up a channel in a couple of weeks called the Paramount Channel, and we might call you. I thought they would. And they did. I was working at the Yorkshire Evening Post at the time as senior artist. I became senior artist there, which was...
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of people don't know, because obviously we're just discovering Leigh.
Yeah.
Is that you're a really talented artist.
Thank you.
I mean, you only have to look at the wall in Virgin on the 17th floor, which is mostly your work. I mean, I think the odd person's been brave enough to draw a stick man.
With the 3 songs in a row, sometimes I'll go out and draw something on the wall.
I know, and they're great. I mean, that wall is becoming a sort of homage to you and your talent.
But so I was at Yorkshire Evening Post, and I got the call, do you want to work for the Paramount Channel? They said, how much you want? I said, well, I got 10 a year. And I said, oh, I'm on 11. And they says, well, we'll give you 12. I went, okay. Put the phone down. I'm rich. I'm going to London. I'm going to be on telly. And the boss was going, you can't even speak English. You're not going to be on telly. Well, I am. And then I moved to London. I was in the art. I was storyboarding my ideas. And they said, oh, can you draw? I said, yeah. I'm a graphic designer. And they said, do you want to work in the art department? I went, yeah, I didn't care. Just a lovely environment. And then I gave them a script and a video every day for 3 years. Until they said, all right, we're going to move you to development. And yeah, they gave me £50 and a PD 150 camera. Let's go and film some nonsense, then go into the edit and try and polish a turd, which I've been doing ever since.
Now, one of your fellow occasional Virgin compatriots stood in the way of your progression at one point. Have you seen him in the corridors and brought him up? Andi Peters turned you down. Joe.
Yeah, he did. I did a pilot for a show called Buzz, which was a magazine show. Remember magazine show?
Yeah.
It was a children's magazine show, I guess, a young person's magazine show. I did the pilot. They said yes, and Andi Peters says, we can't have that ginger kid, though. So
now, isn't that technically discrimination?
Well, I guess it is, but again, I don't want to get on my high horse because I took the piss out of everything and everyone.
It was a different time.
But as a ginger, you get used to it, but you get it every day on a daily basis. What colour are your pubes? Mick Hucknall, anyone else with ginger hair, Bonnie Langford.
Well, my mother was a redhead.
Well, I used to think women don't get it. That I have a daughter who does get it, and I was really surprised that she got it. And I did say to her, I said, hopefully your charisma will grow and people will forget you've got this curse, the gingerness, and stop giving you grief for it. But you've got to look like you're not bothered. And generally, she ain't bothered, because I said, if someone's giving you ginger grief, do you feel like it's like, hey, you've got brown hair? She went, yeah. So that's like when I always go, I would never say to someone, brown hair.
But you know, on the whole, those with spun gold hair make up 4% of the world's population. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know. I looked into it. Andi Peters said, yeah, they all screen tested loads of pretty people. Dermot O'Leary nearly got it, and then they went back and said, let's get that ginger kid, but dye his hair and change his clothes. And then Dermot got the OB section. And
yeah, but he's too handsome, isn't he?
He's a handsome guy, isn't he?
He's too handsome.
But yeah, back then I had like big sideburns and dressed like us from the 70s. And Johnny Vaughan's wife.
Have you always been an alternative dresser?
Well, when I was 11, I sold all my Star Wars figures and bought clothes. And I guess I bought flamboyant clothes to detract from my ginger hair. So I'll stick out, and that's how I'll become friends with ladies.
Which worked out okay, and you got one of stuck with it.
Yeah.
So the real turning point for you, though, was becoming friends with the lovely Davina McCall.
Yeah.
She sort of changed everything for you, didn't she?
Yes, she did. But she's the catalyst for everything. I did a sketch with her on Paramount Channel, one of the ones that I've given them the script and a video every day. I was a character called Bobby Stark, who was a 70s Freeman's Catalogue model. And they liked it, and they said, if you can get Davina McCall, we'll do that sketch. We got Davina McCall. She gets on with everyone, Davina. She's a lovely person.
Oh, she's great.
And she said, have you got an agent? I didn't know what she was talking about. And I said, no. She went, it's the number of my agent. You should meet him. So she went, are you going to call him? I went, no. do you want me to call him? I went, yeah. And then she called and set up the meeting, and that's how it happened.
And that was John Knoll.
Yeah.
Who used to take you for lunches with sort of commissioning editors at Aldo Zilli's restaurant in Soho, which, is it true you eventually got banned from there?
Yeah.
For being too disruptive?
I don't think Alan Parker was happy with me because he interrupted his meal with a handheld karaoke machine singing When Will I Be Famous by Gross, whilst dressed as Keith Lemon. But one evening I did 3 characters in one night with the same person, Stuart Murphy. I think John had
Given you've had a BBC comedy, hasn't he?
I think John had given him a few drinks. And then he says to John, I think you're taking advantage of your clients. These people are there's obviously something wrong with them. And he said, well, I'll let you into secret. It's one person. He went, what? And says, oh, I'll give him his own show. And then about a week later, I had my own show on a channel called UK Play, which became BBC 3. Yeah.
And so it's always the chronology. It's like, weirdly, Keith Lemon came before all the Beau Selector stuff.
Well, I drew a picture of Keith Lemon and I drew a picture of Avid Marion, and I framed them and put them up in the kitchen at home. And I said to Jill, one of these characters will buy us a house. And Jill's really into manifesting, especially these days. I always laugh at it, but I guess I was manifesting then. And luckily, they've both of them have done all right now.
But you also, there is that other thing that people think, you know, I just turn up, I do this, and I've had this career. You worked really hard.
Yeah.
You did a lot of hours.
Yeah, I did a lot of pilots to the point where I thought, that's my job now. I do pilots that don't get commissioned. I did a lot of hours of those meetings with John. You know, I'm no longer with John, but with friends. And I do thank him from the bottom of my heart for making my career happen, because it was his idea to, he saw me presenting that book.
During those years, he was super powerful, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I mean, his roster of clients, yes, was fantastic. It was basically most of Channel 4.
Yeah.
But I want to skip forward. So almost, is it 20, actually, no, it's 21 years ago, you launched your Christmas single.
Yeah.
And now you're back again with another Christmas single.
Yeah.
Why? Not that the first one wasn't great.
No. No, you know what? Every year since then, people go, are you doing a Christmas single? No, I'm not doing it for Richard. I thought it was, here's another Christmas song, because he did for years, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. But he just did ones that you could sort of say any words to. Have you noticed was so Mistletoe and Wine?
Yeah.
Right?
I love that one.
Yeah, it's a great song. But the tune, you can say almost anything to you. So, right. Christmas.
Yeah.
You can say anything you like to that.
Well, you can to most Christmas songs, I guess. As long as you put bells in, it's a Christmas song, isn't it?
Is that what you've done this time round?
There's plenty of bells.
Tell us about this time round.
2 of my friends were diagnosed with cancer around this time of year, Christmas. One of them's all through it now, and that's Phil. If someone's wondering, someone called Phil that's Phil.
The same Phil who wrote the song.
No, I wrote the song.
Yeah, oh, yes, but he produced
He did all the music and said there's too many words, and we need to change that bit, and you're out of key there. Do you not understand timing? No. I didn't know I was out of key. And when I started singing, he went, hey, is that the voice you're going to sing in? I went, yeah, it's sort of Harry Seacombe, innit? I'm doing the best Harry Seacombe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Harry Seacombe. At Christmas,
Yeah.
that was I missed that.
But I said, because what's the horrible thing that's happened to my friends? And my dad died of cancer as well. He stinks.
As did mine.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? And it's a part of life, though. But I do think every year they discover new treatments. And I had a friend who had cancer, he had testicular cancer that went to his back. He was complaining about a bad back. But he caught it in time, and he's all wonderful now. And this was years ago.
But that's the key now. Now that we're both over 50, got to get everything checked once a year.
Yeah, I know.
Everything checked once a year.
I had an MOT when I was 50. I've not been checked this year. But I can remember because everyone says about the finger. And then I heard, oh no, they can do it with blood now. Oh, she put her finger in. I'm telling you, every pub I passed, I stopped and just went for a wipe just in case, because it felt like it was still open. It felt very drafty.
Was that your first time?
What, with a finger? No, I did just put a suppository at my bum before.
Yeah.
Which, because I got piles when we were filming Keith Lemon's Very Brilliant World Tours on a camel for 2 hours.
Whenever anyone says piles, I'm always reminded of one of my favourite albums as a child, which was Ivor Biggin and the Red-Nosed Burglars. You know that? So, do you remember That's Life?
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember Doc?
Yeah.
That's Life.
Yeah.
He was Ivor Biggin and the Red-Nosed Burglars.
Right.
And they had a song. It was a series of very, very colourful songs, but one of them was My Brother's Got Piles.
Right. Yeah.
And the tune went, My brother's got piles, he never ever smiled. You'd be glum if you had his bum. My brother's got piles. And it was sort of that theme.
Yeah.
But whenever anyone says piles, I always think to that. It was a great album.
Think of Egypt. Because that's where I was when I got home.
Oh,
yeah. And then I came home and had to show Jill and just put my bum in her face, and she looked and she said, oh, Jesus, it's like a shiitake mushroom hanging out her ass. Oh, God, it was horrible. But anyway, yeah, so they said, let's do something positive. Because this is horrendous, and I love you all. I love my friends. I love them dearly. And so we did this Christmas thing, and because it's Christmas, I think the best charity to give it to is Children with Cancer UK. Christmas is all about the children, and we do say that in the stupidest of songs, Christmas Pigs.
Yes. And you've asked a number of people to appear.
Yeah.
Almost sort of Band-Aid style.
Yeah.
On the so, I mean, a lot of the sort of your new family Virgin.
Yeah.
Disappointed I wasn't asked. So
I didn't have your number.
Well, too late now.
It was just anyone I had the number.
Who can we look forward to warbling along with you?
Well, I tell you what.
Not Andi Peters, that's for sure.
He is on there.
Oh,
We're friends, even though he's the gingers.
Yeah.
I text everyone. The person that got back the quickest was the most famous person that I have in my phone book, Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
He got back in 20 minutes and said, FaceTime me. He went, Lee, what's landscape that way? Yeah. He went, I'll do it now. And he did.
Great.
So I just got on to sing a line of the song and put as many faces in there simply because it'll attract press. Hopefully those people that...
Any returners from Merry Crimbo?
Is there? I bet there is, and I can't remember.
Well, it's been 21 years. 21 years. Do you know what? As you get older, your brain, people think, oh, I start forgetting things. No, your brain gets more efficient. It just filters out the stuff.
Yeah,
like
you need, yeah.
You just get rid of that.
I am very thankful for all the people that did get back to me, because some didn't, but I won't say who.
No. We'll talk about that later. So much of what we're talking about is in this fantastic book of yours, Leigh, Myself and I.
Yeah.
Which is a sort of reminder that you're not actually Keith Lemon.
Yeah.
That you had a life before that. But it's just beautifully written. You look very suave on the front of this book.
Yeah, that's not the photo I wanted to go with.
Is the one on the back the one you want?
No, it was the same shoe as the front, but I was laughing.
Yeah.
And but my eyes weren't looking forward, so they always want you to be looking at the
Buy my book.
Yeah.
Buy my book. And you've got a lovely quote from the catalyst to it all.
Yeah.
Davina McCall says, an artistic genius utterly unique, which I would sort of agree with, because I think there's so much of what you did and have done and hopefully will continue to do. It's sort of groundbreaking. It's really unique, original stuff that you do. As the listeners will hear, not so much the viewers, but the restaurant is starting to fill up, so we better get on with your spoon.
Okay.
Okay, so it is time for me to hand you the blindfold.
Right.
It's got a little Velcro bit on the back.
I've just started wearing a mask.
What do you do in your spare time? Oh, I see. Who's throwing things around back there? There we go. The mask is on, and it is time. It is time for your first.
I'm not going to enjoy this.
What do you mean you're not going to enjoy it?
You got a bag of nuts.
Look, I've shown you the nuts, so there's going to be no nuts.
Okay.
Let me move your McDonald's out of the way. and your nuts.
Is it possible I will like it though, or is this a bit like I'm a celebrity?
Well, look,
Have you made somewhat disgusting on purpose?
No, I only make delicious things. The whole principle of this, Lee, is there is no such thing as a bad ingredient. If it's cooked properly and combined with the right other stuff, it'll all taste delicious.
Right.
So here is your first spoon.
Okay. Are you feeding me?
I'm feeding you. So open wide.
Is it dribbly?
No.
Oh.
Open wide. There we go. Now, talk to me about the flavors, the textures. What have we got there?
Super.
Is your first port of call enjoyment?
There was something slimy in there.
Slimy?
Yeah.
That isn't what the texture I was going for, I've got to be honest.
And then there was something meaty. Because I didn't know what it was, I thought we were going to get straight away. Then I thought, grow up. And then it just tastes like some sort of sausage. But there was definitely something slimy in there that I didn't tackle. I just threw it back.
Just threw it back.
Yeah.
Are
tuna?
Are the flavors enjoyable?
It's fishy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fishy. Go on, take the mask off. I'll show you what you got. So, I did a little roasted tomato there.
Tomato?
Yes, a little roasted cherry, mini plum tomato.
Yeah, you don't mind that.
And then there's a bit of sea bass.
Yeah.
But in the sea bass, are you ready?
Go on.
Green olive tapenade.
Was there?
Yeah, and you said you hate olives.
Well, you know what? Olive came to mind straight away. It did.
Did it?
It did, because but that was probably the texture of the tomato that I bought. You put a sneaky olive in the night.
Oh, I did put a sneaky olive. I put a lot of sneaky olive in that.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Would you have the second spoon?
No?
No? Okay, didn't enjoy it that. Oh.
Don't
Have a swill of lager, you'll be fine.
be real.
So you've recently started, well, you're a reluctant radio DJ now, aren't you?
I never cared about doing radio, so I said it's off.
No, there's more to come. Leave it on for now.
Yeah, I'm on radio now, but I did a podcast a couple of years ago with a friend of mine, Lucy Cave, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought, oh, that's a bit like radio. And then I got asked to fill in for Ricky Wilson, and I did. And then they offered me a Saturday job like a child, as a Saturday job. And they've had one of those before, it was at McDonald's.
I had one in a clothes shop.
Which one?
It was just a local clothes shop in Maidenhead.
Did you like it?
I did, I loved it.
Yeah, when you're a kid and you're getting your own money, it's lovely, isn't it? So yeah, I've done Saturdays for over a year now, and I enjoy it. But I've recently been doing drive time again, and again I enjoy it. I enjoy it more when the producer sits in with me.
Yeah.
So I'm not lonely in a studio.
Well, that studio, you broadcast from the same studio that Chris broadcasts.
Yeah.
Chris Evans broadcasts from in the morning.
Yeah,
It's
quite
a
big.
big room.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in there on your own, it can feel lonely.
And I think how I tackle radio is I don't plan anything. And they'll go, you're only 40 seconds, you know what you're going to say? No, what's on Coldplay? I'll talk about Coldplay.
Well, you don't have any problem talking
No.
as a whole, either as a range of characters or even as leads.
No. Well, a lot of people have said, "Are you shy in real life?" No, I'm just not a lunatic. And all the characters are lunatics.
Yeah, but is that your way of? Do you think you're not a lunatic in real life because you're able to express that side of yourself through the characters?
100%. Yeah. I can remember when Telly had started and I went back to Leeds, and one of my friends said to me, "I used to be scared when we used to go out when we were younger, what you were going to do in the pub. I think you've calmed down." I says, "Well, just save it for TV, don't I?"
Yeah. Well, that's why I stopped drinking.
All right.
Yeah, because everybody was slightly like, "What is not gonna do Nasia?" Unfortunately, I didn't make a living out of it. I just created a problem.
I'm a professional mess abouter.
Well, it's a nice thing to be. If you can get paid for doing it, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, it's time for your second and final.
Really nerve-wracking.
It's fine. You're in safe hands. Let me move that out the way. Pop the mask back on, and we're going to slide in your next spoon. Now,
Is the act of something being slid in your mouth as well?
well, there is that. But I'm very happy with this.
Okay.
I'm very happy with this one. I gave a mouthful of this to Chris, who's on the camera behind me here. And he was very impressed with it, having never had it before. So open wide, here you go. Tell me what you've got there.
Oh my boy.
Hold on a second, what, you don't like that?
No.
What? What flavour is he getting? What?
I can't describe it. It's like I don't like it.
All right, well, take the mask off. That's your favourite childhood memory. That's a spam fritter.
That was a spam fritter.
That wasn't.
Oh, you told me it. It's cold.
Well, yes, we've been talking for a while. You're not supposed to say it's cold.
Please.
Yeah, it's a cold spam fritter, but we have been talking.
Isn't
for a
that
while.
weird?
Because tell me about that, because that you put down as
That's a spam fritter.
That is a spam fritter. You see, you'll have the second one now. Okay, you don't believe me. You had to bite it in half to see what's actually spam in it. It was literally only spam and batter.
Isn't it weird? When you can't see it.
When you can't see it, it does change everything. Yeah, it does change everything.
Yeah, spam fritters.
Yeah. Well,
That's a spam fritter.
I mean, that is a spam fritter. And
Wow, it's so weird when you can't see. You get everything's horrible.
It changes everything. It changes everything. Well, look, Lee,
Thanks.
we have
fritter.
Look, anytime. Look, after this, I'll cook you up some hot ones. Well, please don't mention the food is cold.
was horrible.
They don't mention the food's cold on Saturday Kitchen, do they? They keep that to themselves. Look, Lee. Oh, take your blindfold off.
I'm embarrassed.
No, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't.
I
be.
should have enjoyed that. Well, I did this.
Not weird.
I can't get my head around that.
Well, we've fooled some of the world's leading culinary experts in the past, so don't
worry about it too much.
But
No one's going to judge me.
no one's going to judge it. Least of all, Andi Peters.
So you should start your hair.
Excuse me.
Spam fritter. I'm just time travels.
Yeah. Back to you.
I remember the first time I had coleslaw at school. I didn't know what it was called. And I couldn't remember what it was called. I went, Mum, they've got this stuff. It's like salad all mixed up. Can you make that? What is it? I went, I don't know. And I just like get a plate of coleslaw at school.
You see, I wouldn't thank you for it. I like it in maybe a pulled pork sandwich or something like that, but
with no raisins.
yeah. Now listen, I want to say thank you so much for agreeing to take part. It's been a real pleasure sitting down and talking to you.
Thank you.
It's been a real pleasure. I mean, you can take these nuts with you, and
You can as well.
No, all right, I'll take them with me. But just to say that Lee, myself, and I is out now. It is the perfect Christmas gift, as is
Christmas pigs?
Christmas Pigs.
Yes.
Is the perfect Christmas single.
Yes.
So Lee has got Christmas covered for you.
I have.
Massive thank you.
Thank you.
That is all for this week. We're going to have to move on because the restaurant is getting busy and noisy. But join me next week when I will have another very special guest who will be trying some food that they love and food that they hate. This podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts from and on YouTube. And until next week, stay beautiful.